Will you please stand and join us in saying the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, first up, Josh Wiesner, Assistant Tax and Finance Officer, Auditor's Office. Public hearing on proposed tax levy notice for fiscal year 26-27. Need a motion to go into,
Make a motion to open the public hearing on discussion regarding proposed tax levy notice for fiscal year 26-27.
I'll second. Mary Ann, would you do a roll call, please?
Chairman Shay,
Aye.
Supervisor Miller,
Aye.
Supervisor Wickman.
Aye.
Supervisor Jorgensen.
Aye.
Supervisor Jones.
Aye. Okay. Josh?
Point is anybody in the public who wants to speak?
Does anybody want to speak for the proposed tax levy notice?
Robert, you want to speak?
I'm for it. I want to speak
Does
against.
anybody want to speak against it?
Yeah, I want to speak against.
Okay, Robert Donahue.
Up to the podium, state your name and address, and you get a few minutes to speak.
My name is Robert Donahue. Excuse me, I got a little bit of a cold. I live over at 423 Stutzman Street, Stutzman, Council Bluffs, Iowa, 51503. And I came here last year and talked. And I thought you did a pretty good job last year because your levy, your actually proposed tax went down 2.32%. So that was a good thing, like compared to what the cities went up 3.5%. And, or the school board went up 3.5% and the city council bluffs went up 4.3%. They were still, it increased beyond my 2% cost of living, what I've gotten for the last 2 years, 2.01% for my social security and my pensions, cost of living. I just have a single piece of property here in Council Bluffs, and I talked to Jeff about it. Jeff told me I should sell my house and move into a apartment complex. I wish I could, but I've got everything set up, and that was just a plan I made many years ago. And I just got on the Saturday meeting with Senator Dawson, and Senator Dawson says, they're really thinking really hard about taking multifamily houses out of residential. And I was an accountant. They should have never been in there. First of all, they can expense and depreciate everything, where me as a homeowner, I can't expense and depreciate nothing. So I'm all in favor of Dawson's favor. But if that went through, then it would even make it more tougher on us residential people. I think that somebody would have to make up the difference. The general assumption between state legislatures was that we're not a community that's growing. I don't understand that. We're a suburb of Omaha, Nebraska. We live on the intersection of two interstates. I don't know if this increase this year, you guys are proposing 15 to 16% is what it looks like to me. Potawatomi County, you're going up from 42.8 to 47.2. So that works out to about a 15 to 16% increase. The city's already gonna go about 16%. And they told me that my property tax is gonna go about $28. So I'm figuring once the school board, the county and the city get hold of me, I'm gonna end up paying an extra $100. Like I said, I'm getting a 2% raise every year. So $100 is a lot of money for somebody who's 70. I'll be turning 70 very shortly. So I'm not in favor of these kind of raises. The former mayor got up and said, the governor has come out and said, these rates shouldn't be above 10%. And she said that for statewide. So I don't know. I'm getting close to my 3 minutes, so I guess I'll settle with that. Oh, one other thing on I don't know if any of these things are capital purchases. But if there are capital purchases in there, you guys should be getting before do like Iowa West and issuing municipal bonds. I'll buy some municipal bonds. I've got some money in a 401k. I like the idea of getting something but you shouldn't be experiencing any capital expenses. I'll rest with that. I don't know what your expenses are. I haven't looked at the books and records, so.
Thank you for coming in. Is there anybody else wants to speak? Come forward, state your name and address.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Dwayne Barrier, 26 Westlake Village, West. So I'm gonna start it with a question that I hope you can answer, but please don't answer until I give you some more information. So the question is, why did your budget go up $4.5 million, which my calculations is 10%, 10.15? And where inflation is only 2.6%, if you read the news, that's kind of the average right now. So the statistics behind some of that is my personal property went up 15% assessment. I see where your rate did go down, 1.27%, but the rate really doesn't matter. Your spending went up to 10%. So, that's my question is if inflation's at 2.6%, what's driving your 10%? How do you know that? Answer?
Insurances, salaries,
You gave your
911.
employees 10% raise?
Communications, upgrades. I mean, we have a lot of costs that we have to deal with, mandatory costs, basically. I mean, we need, like communications, for instance, we need a comprehensive system. And a lot of these systems now are going out of date and no longer supported. We spent $16 million on it.
You expense that or capitalize?
That was all through a capital program.
Yeah,
Which that's not a one-year deal. That's
Right.
probably capitalized over 15 years.
Well, we had reserves that we paid 10 million and then we bonded for 6. So to speak to your concerns, we did have a large capital expense and we planned accordingly for that.
So thanks for the information. Just so you know, for someone who gets a 15% increase in their tax budget, having, only that doesn't just come down to me, it comes down to everybody here. That's more dollars than what you should be spending. That's all I'm saying. So, thanks.
Who's next? Come forward. Name, address, and your,
Okay. Hi, my name is Blaze Martin. I live at 919 Bird Street, Council Bluffs, Iowa. I moved here about a couple of years ago. I lost my dad and I had to sell this place. Unfortunately, I had a legal battle with my mom, so I had to use whatever little money I had left to buy my house in Council Bluffs. And I already been told that I have to pay like $400 extra for property tax this year by the city. And I'm on Social Security, I have autism, and I only got like a $20 raise. So it's really tough for me to pay my property tax, and I feel like this is already a lot of money. And for it to go up more, it's just really hard.
please remember, we only have the ability to change the levy for the county. We have nothing to do with the school or any of the schools or the city.
You're also raising with the county too, right?
Yeah,
So that's the thing too. It's already went up a lot, and for it to go up more, it's just gotta, it's a lot for a lot of people. A lot of people have trouble staying in Council Bluffs because, it's just a lot of money. And some people have even said they're gonna move out, and I know there's, Council Bluffs struggles to gain people, so. And that's part of the reason why a lot of people are struggling, so. I just kind of don't want it to go up anymore. There's a way to do it. And I kind of wish that there was like another, I know you need money for other things. I wish there was like a better way to tax people, even if it meant raising sales tax or whatever, like, just, I would prefer that they don't tax against people's houses. Because they need their house to live in, so,
That would be Des Moines that would decide that.
okay, I understand. And, okay,
Thank you for coming in.
thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Thanks, Blaze.
Who's up next? No one?
Oh, here comes Larry.
Okay.
Name's Larry Plugman. I live at 309 North Mildred at Carson. And I think the increase in taxes are somewhat inflationary. And 2% or 3%. With that said, I still farm. And we have a lot of inflationary prices, increases there too. Fertilizer's up over 20% this year. And I don't know the source. It's your problem or mine. But I do know that the state legislature is thinking about capping how fast you guys can raise your. I question that, but I may decide to write them a letter and tell them I support that. If we don't get something lined up there. Now, what to cut, I don't know. I will just say this. I hesitate to say this because it would be controversial, but we have a constitution in this country that says the separation of church and state. The church teaches us that individuals are supposed to take care of the sick, clothe the naked, and feed the. Seems like government does that. And maybe we should get back to the basics. Put back responsibility back on the individual.
Thank you, Larry. Who's next? Come forward, please.
Mr. Chairperson, Supervisors, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kevin Abeline, and I choose to live in Council Bluffs, Iowa, because I found it to be a community of nice people. If I need help or advice or direction, talk to somebody. It's different than where I was raised in Omaha, which has become too big. But I'm feeling a little bit of that is creeping over here. I see a lot of wisdom in the eyes here on the board, and I appreciate the experience, but my taxes are entirely too high. And I realize you're saying, okay, we're lowering the levy, and I get that, but I'm still paying more. More for what? I get there are things behind the scenes, salaries, insurances, all those things, but we must reduce and contain our tax expenditures. It's their money, it's my money. Act with more wisdom. We need to create better ideas. We need to be innovative and generate more revenue. To Blaze's point, I would agree with some more usage taxes, whether it's state or local. Just my opinion. If I want to purchase something, charge me a little more for it. But allow me a home to live in where you're not pricing me out of it. I get you're saying it's based on assessed values. That's a little unfair when we take a blanket and say, okay, the 2 blocks from you sold for that amount. The real value of any property is what can a reasonable buyer and a reasonable seller agree on at that time. It's not speculation on what the inside or outside of my home looks like or is valued at. I'm at 1208 North 19th Street. A lot of good people live in that neighborhood, and I see too many move out. And if they're moving out, it's because it's just not affordable. I see too many other landlords who don't maintain those properties, and I'm talking on my street. And there's some of the faces of names that you politely know and are officed within 2-3 blocks of this building. For my property, I want to take care of my tenants and manage those monies well. And it's difficult to explain, hi, I have to raise your rent. I get that you're a good tenant, but both the city and the county taxes have increased in spite of the levies being lowered. So here's your new amount. So do keep that in mind as you see others continue to move out of Council Bluffs. And to the point of others, we're not growing. We need to attract more in. And we can't start out with unreasonably priced apartments. And please don't fill up another park or green space with apartments. Let's think a plan. Let's do more infill. Let's do more risers of space. On that, I thank you for your time and consideration.
Thanks for coming in.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of things that come into play with county taxes. And one of those things that come into play is the value of your property. What is this assessed at? You know, during the inflation times, not too long ago, you know, properties increased value exponentially. Well, we don't have any control of those kinds of issues. And you pay property taxes according to the value of your property. So we have basically lowered the tax levy every year since I've been on the board. But that doesn't necessarily lower your taxes. It's what the value of your property is. We have no control.
And that's controlled by the state office.
Well, it's controlled by,
Assessment.
and also by inflation, you know, what is the property values of those properties around your property? And as they climb, your property taxes climb right along with that because your property is now worth more.
I hear your point and I agree. And yes, I see that you've lowered the assessed rates, but the valuation continues to rise.
Yes.
And
We have nothing to do with
unrealistic. Is there a county assessor in this county?
Yeah, but
Not to the answer.
they don't answer.
Yes, it is, but it's controlled by the state.
We need to get more in control of that and do things locally to support this community and allow it to grow. And I would be happy to support your efforts in that area. Feel free to reach out.
Perfect. Thank you. Who's up next?
All right, I got to follow up on this real quick, sorry. Noise barrier. I just want to get the mechanics here. You assess, even though your assessment goes up, they can lower your rate by more than what they did. The rate could have been lowered a lot more to get back to that 2.6% inflation. You're spending more. Even though the assessments went up, your rate could have went down lower is what I'm saying. And that would have then increased your taxes by more of a favorable amount of 2.6% or whatever inflation is. I just want to make sure that the assessment doesn't drive everything. Okay? Thank you.
Anyone else? Now's the time. Okay, come on up.
Morning. My name
Morning.
is Tim Ashley, live at 15 Glenview Drive here in Council Bluffs, you're on the west end. Been my home for 40 years. Finally got it paid off. Back when it just went up again last year, and I know you guys don't control everything. But at the rate it's going, my wife's 75, I'm just 2 steps behind her. Our social security ain't keeping up, you know? We all know everything's going up. You know, used to be able to go to the grocery store, walk by a steak and be able to buy it. Today, you're just like, yeah, you used to look at it. I gotta trade a steak for a hot dog. But there's gotta be a better way of collecting money. There's gotta be a way we can spread this burden instead of just on the homeowners. Clear across every road, every person that lives in this county. Gotta be a way to make it fair for everybody. But at the rate we're going, it's not fair. You're gonna push all of us senior citizens out. You're gonna push us out of our homes. Because we can't pay our taxes, y'all come after it anyway. So I'm just saying, if there's another way, that we can spread the burden across everybody versus just some homeowners, that would be good, you know. Thank you for your time.
I would encourage everybody in this room and across our county to talk to your legislatures. Let them know what you're thinking. It's really
How do
important.
you go about finding out who these people
I can assist you if, I'll get with you.
are? All right, afterwards.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And they have legislative coffees like down at Woodrow Wilson,
Yeah.
and they talk and you can ask them questions. It's really good during the session. So
Well, I got a big mouth, so I'm willing to talk. All right, thank you.
that's what it takes.
The website for the Iowa legislature has that information. If you just Google Iowa legislature, it'll pull it up and then you can look up your specific representative. If you don't know your specific representative, you can put in your address and it will tell you who your state senator and your state representative is. But are you going to be here through the meeting? I'll get with you after this is over.
Thank you.
You know, I know it's hard paying taxes, but also paying mortgage. My wife passed away a few years ago, and we needed both of us working to pay our mortgage, taxes, everything else. When she passed away, I recently sold my house because basically I can't afford my own home. So I'm selling my house and moving into a rental. I'm looking at a rental, it's possibly where I'll be at until I have to head for the nursing home. But the mortgage, my house mortgage plus taxes is about $2,700 a month. Now, my rental is gonna be $925 a month. That's what I'm doing to lower my cost to live in Potawatomi County. So, I mean, you guys gonna have to assess your situation on your own. But maybe it's gonna take selling your property or moving or doing something, moving out of Council Bluffs, moving to the smaller communities in Potawatomi County are great places to move. And they got this certainly a lot lower taxes, property taxes, for instance.
Okay.
But, that's just the way I see it.
Anyone else want to speak? Appreciate you all coming in. Need a motion to go out of close.
I
Yeah.
appreciate everybody making it too. We're fully aware of property taxes. You can pull mine up. In 3 years, mine went up $170,000. So, property taxes are a burden. They're not just for everybody. It's probably the most unfair tax there is. A 1% raise for the employees in this county costs $400,000. And a lot of our employees are governed by a union. And it's just prices, things go up. Power bills go up, gas bills go up, everything goes up. And the state has given us no other option to generate revenue except from the property taxpayers of this county. That's it. They haven't given us authority to add a 1 cent local option sales tax or put a penny on gas to help out with the cost of that. I'm fully aware of it. We do everything we can to keep the levy as low as possible. And believe me, I don't want to pay anymore either. We're just like you are, in the same boat you are, and we need to get something taken care of because property taxes are getting completely out of line, in my opinion. When you look at, if you had a mortgage and you paid it off, take 30 years to pay it off, and then your property taxes are $8,000 or $10,000 a year. In the next 30 years, you paid off your house again by paying property tax. I mean, I understand how much burden it is. And we're doing everything we can, believe me, to keep that levy as low as possible.
Ma'am,
I just have,
what's your name?
my name is Fran Killian, and I live at 311 Maple Drive in Trainer, Iowa. Don't move to Trainer if you want taxes. Mine are going up hugely this year, huge. Basically because of our city, some for the school, some for the county, but they're going way up. I want to know, can you explain to me, and this is just purely because I don't know how your city government works. Like, what happened to the money you put in for your snow budget removal last winter? I'm sure you didn't use that for snow removal.
That's roads.
So that goes into the roads fund
Yeah.
and it has to stay there? Like, I assume water would go into the water fund and stay there.
Upkeep and, yeah.
Okay, that's what I was wondering was about that. I thought, can you move money around? Can you do anything?
A lot of times you can't. Each of them has their own, bucket, so to say.
And then, the other thing, you were saying that it's the state, everybody keeps putting it back on the state. What did the state take away from you that you no longer, because you said they've given us no other option, have they taken something away from you?
They put mandates that we have to do things. Yeah, just like these letters that the auditor has to send out. Even the state don't understand them. And it cost us, how much, Mary Ann?
About $50,000.
$50,000. We have to,
And postage in my staff time.
we have to mail that out every year, whether we like it or not. And they call and ask, what is it? Can you explain it? No. So then we ask our legislatures. Most of them can't explain it.
Well, I'm really glad I came here. It was interesting to hear everyone talk. I totally empathize because I'm on social security. My husband passed away and it's really hard for me to have my taxes are they're skyrocketing this year. And so it's very difficult for me and I do empathize with everybody, but I appreciate you letting people talk.
Yeah.
I went to our school meeting last week. No one was allowed to speak. No questions were answered. The meeting lasted 7 minutes. And that was it. And they said, no questions will be answered. No one is allowed to speak. Here are the figures up on the board. And they said, this is the way it is. And that was the end of our meeting.
Just remember, each of us up here also live here,
Yeah.
pay taxes. And one of the things, like was mentioned earlier, the 911 update that we had to do. I got grandkids, I got a daughter, my wife. I'd hate them to pick up 911 and they'd say, 911, please hold. What? Please hold. Trust me. Again,
I
like what?
Thank you for your time, gentlemen. I appreciate it. And thank you for educating me on how it works. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Anyone else? Everybody, thanks for coming in. We do listen to you and we fight pretty hard to keep our taxes down. As they raise them on us, our valuation's just the same as they do everybody else. Okay. We do hear you. I need a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mary Ann?
Chairman Shay,
Aye.
Supervisor Wickman.
Aye.
Supervisor Miller,
Aye.
Supervisor Jones,
Aye.
Supervisor Jorgensen.
Aye.
You need a motion to adjourn this hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. We are now closed for that meeting. Nice, thanks for all coming in. Our next meeting, we're gonna do the Pledge of Allegiance again for this meeting, okay? Please stand with us.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we got a public comment policy statement. Let these, whoever's leaving,
Did somebody send a message to Lee? Is she here?
to who?
Lee.
Not. Yeah, move in, ladies.
Oh, but just to be separate. Yeah. Share and.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Are you?
Glad you all came back. Thank you. Okay. Let's do the order. I'm going to read the public comment statement. If there's anybody from the public that wants to make a comment to the board, they will need to go over to the table right over here and read the script and then fill out the form to make a public comment. At the end, we will reserve about 30 minutes for public comments. Each individual will only get about 3 minutes to speak. Okay, everybody looked over the consent agenda?
Make a motion.
Okay,
I'll second the motion.
okay.
Jorgensen
Okay.
and Jones.
Got a motion and a second to approve the agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. Okay, next up, do we have any new hires in here today?
We do.
Cool. Oh,
Oh, boy.
well, that one started out young. Cool.
I'm Chris, I'm the WIC program coordinator,
Hi, Chris.
and want to introduce you to Taylor Dagus.
Hi.
She's a new dietitian with us, working part-time, and this is Callahan, because she doesn't normally work on Tuesdays.
You gotta come hang out today.
And so very apropos also that we're proclaiming the Child Abuse Prevention Month. So he's
How old's your baby?
4 months old.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. We like them.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just listen to Chris.
Always.
You're right.
I have to.
You've already got your replacement right there.
That's right.
Thank you. Is that it for new hires? Okay,
I have texted our county treasurer, so for her, so
Okay.
they're on the way out, so
okay.
maybe we move on and then. It's up to you if you want to hold or you want to, I don't,
Probably wait. This is the big one.
Yeah, let's wait.
okay.
She's been here a long time. We can wait a few minutes. Let's see, was there a card floating around here?
We give it back to Jeanette.
Let me ask Jeanette real quick. While we're waiting for someone to come up from the treasurer's office.
This is the busiest day of the year for the treasurer's office.
That explains why the locks.
Yeah, a lot is full.
I signed up for the Walden Hills.
Good.
So I'm looking at that. There's some dead time here. I thought I'd fill it. So
Another joke. For the benefit of our county attorney's office, when attorneys sleep, they take turns lying on both sides.
I missed the joke.
Huh?
I missed the joke.
Oh, they-
We do every week.
yeah, consider yourself lucky.
are we getting close, Peggy, to the volunteers?
We have, got quite a few more now. Here we go, you
Okay.
guys. Come on up front. Hello, Lee. Hello, Donna. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna recognize Donna Rasmussen. She's a clerk down in the treasurer's office for her 26 and a half years of dedication of service and her retirement. Gosh, Donna, can you believe it came this quick?
No.
Well, we want to say thank you. Yeah.
I'll get in the picture.
Donna, thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for
Thank
being
you.
there for so long.
Thank
There's
you.
a Potawatomi County coin. There's
Thank you.
that. You can put your coin in there if you want.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Lee. Okay,
Bye.
cool.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming up.
Thank you.
Here,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
stay busy. It'll
I'll
drive
try.
you nuts.
I know. I will.
It's not what we want, but
No.
congratulations. Where we both today.
So, Okay. This, here's, here, give me a minute. Okay, next up is members from the Potawatomi County Prevent Child Abuse Council, Thriving Family Alliance staff, discussion and or decision to approve and sign proclamation designating the month of April 2026 as Child Abuse Prevention Month. I need a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mary Ann, would you do a roll call, please?
Yes. Chairman Shay,
Aye.
Supervisor Jorgensen.
Aye.
Supervisor Jones,
Aye.
Supervisor Miller,
Hi.
Supervisor Wickman.
Motion carried. Would you read the proclamation, please?
I will. Potawatomi County Board of Supervisors Proclamation Child Abuse Prevention Month, April 2026. Whereas children are a vital part of the future of Potawatomi County, and their well-being is strengthened when families and communities work together to create safe, stable, and nurturing environments. And whereas positive childhood experiences, including supportive relationships with caring adults, strong family connections, and a sense of belonging in the community, build resilience and help children grow into healthy, engaged adults. And whereas families supported by strong community connections, economic stability, and accessible resources are better equipped to nurture their children and create environments where they can thrive. And whereas prevention efforts strengthen families before challenges become crises, promote lifelong well-being for children, support healthy development, and foster positive outcomes across generations. And whereas child well-being is strengthened through collaboration among families, schools, faith communities, nonprofits, healthcare providers, businesses, and local governments. And whereas pinwheels of possibilities symbolize the limitless potential of children and families, reflect how communities can come together to provide the support, encouragement, and care that help all children thrive. And whereas Child Abuse Prevention Month also provides an opportunity to raise awareness, celebrate the strengths of families, and reaffirm our shared commitment to supporting families, building resilience, and promoting positive childhood experiences. Now, therefore, we, the Potawatomi County Board of Supervisors, do hereby proclaim April 2026 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in Potawatomi County, and encourage all residents, organizations, businesses, and community partners to join together in strengthening families, building resilience, and creating positive childhood experiences. Together, we affirm our shared responsibility to support children, uplift families, and build safe, stable, and nurturing communities to every child, where every child has the opportunity to grow, connect, and thrive. I was a police officer before I joined the board for 29 years, and this is very important to me, and I was excited to read this. So thank you for what you do, and thank you for coming today.
Thank you for coming in. Thanks for the pins also. That's nice. I know it's a lot of hard work and builds our future right.
Are you gonna sign that and get a picture of this? Right.
Sure,
Does anybody want to make a statement from the group? Yep, come on up.
Susan.
Podium
Sure,
here?
no, wait, yeah, you're right.
Okay, so I want to say thank you, first of all, for recognizing that and signing it today. So we, many of us here today definitely believe in this cause and children and families in our community. And we recognize the work that you guys do impacts children and families in our community. So we thank you for the hard work you do today. We would love a picture after you sign it.
Okay,
And if we have your okay after the meeting today, we'd like to plant blue pinwheels out in your lawn. And maybe some of you would
you do that.
consider
every
joining
year.
us. We do it every year, but we want you to come out and plan on this year, right? Be part of it. So, but we invite you out to do that. And I think we're hopeful, maybe, I don't know if the lights are lit up blue right now, but if you guys would consider turning a switch and doing that
Jason
too.
Pickens said yes.
Okay, you're gonna flip that switch and light it up blue. Oh, perfect. Well, we'll just say it's been blue for us, right? And children
I'm
and
good with
families.
that.
So.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you.
Mary Ann signed it.
You want to bring your group up?
Yes, everybody, we're gonna squeeze
Come
in.
on up.
We got a big group
Mary Ann,
today.
would you sign that for us so they can get that going? Thanks for what you guys are doing.
I think right back there.
Got a big group today.
I
do have a big group today.
Huh?
We need risers in this place.
I like you.
You're back. You bet.
I'm taller.
Okay.
In the back. I'm pretty tall.
I was gonna say, the tall ones are all coming in the end.
We're getting squeezing together.
Okay.
Marianne, hand it over.
Get a little closer.
On my tiptoes.
What?
Down in front, my God.
I know. Oh, sorry.
Stand up tall.
Putting my feet right here.
1, 2, 3. Put it up like a normal sized person. There you go. I think I should-
Sorry, Kate. Way to go.
Sorry.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
I saw her last night and
Gotta make it quick.
I'll follow up.
Yeah.
I can show that.
This is good.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I'll check the pickup. No, that's
Okay.
okay.
Thanks, guys.
All for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for what you do.
Realize that's where it went.
Okay.
Blaze, we have room up front if you want to sit down. Why not?
Okay, our next up, would you read this after? Sure. Okay, here's what we got. Discussion and or decision to approve and sign proclamation designating the month of April 2026 as National County Government Month. Susan, I need
I'll make the
A motion?
motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
would you read, please?
National County Government Month, April 2026. Whereas the nation's 3,069 counties serving more than 330 million Americans provide essential services to create healthy, safe, and vibrant communities. And whereas counties fulfill a vast range of responsibilities and deliver services that touch nearly every aspect of our residents' lives. And whereas Pottawatomie County and all counties take pride in our responsibility to protect and enhance the health, well-being, and safety of our residents in efficient and cost-effective ways. And whereas the United States is celebrating 250 years of independence in 2026, and counties have a long and rich history of serving residents and strengthening local communities. And whereas each year since 1991, the National Association of Counties has encouraged counties across the country to evaluate awareness of county responsibilities, programs, and services. And whereas Pottawatomie County provides essential services to residents, including public safety, health services, infrastructure, and community support programs that contribute to the quality of life in our community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Pottawatomie County Board of Supervisors do hereby proclaim April 2026 as National County Government Month and encourage all county officials, employees, schools, and residents to participate in county government celebration activities. Approved this 31st day of March 2026.
Marianne, would you do a roll call for me?
Chairman Shay,
Aye.
Supervisor Jones,
Aye.
Supervisor Jorgensen,
Aye.
Supervisor Wickman.
Aye.
Supervisor Miller.
Aye.
Okay. Motion approved. Good, Susan. Okay. Next up, discussion and or decision to approve and authorize the board to sign resolution number 22/2026 entitled Resolution Approving Electronic Bidding Procedures and Distribution of Preliminary Official Statement. You guys have read through this. I need a motion to approve.
Yeah, this is part of the bond for the communication
Mhm.
systems. And I will make the motion to approve resolution number 22-2026.
I'll second that.
Mary Ann, would you do roll call?
Yes. Chairman Shay,
Aye.
Supervisor Miller,
Aye.
Supervisor Jorgensen.
Aye.
Supervisor Jones,
Aye.
Supervisor Wickman.
Okay. We need to read that.
No, we don't need to read that.
It's a resolution, sorry. Okay,
Can if you want to.
no, I don't. Get enough of that. Next up, Peggy Becker, Administrator, Veterans Service. Discussion under decision of the VSO Commissioner Selection Committee's recommendation to appoint ex officio member Steve Houston to the vacant voting member seat. Term expires June 30th, 2027.
We had a voting commissioner, put in his resignation. I emailed you that information. And at that point in time, we chose a selection committee by volunteer. I reported out to the Board of Supervisors, employee staffs, and our own commission. So we selected 5 members for the committee. Steve expressed his interest in moving forward into the voting position, and the selection committee unanimously decided that was a good move. So we are here for the Board of Supervisors approval of that.
I support Stephen moving up to that. He's jumped right in and done a lot of good things with the VSO.
Very active on our board.
Yes. Appreciate that, Stephen. You got anything to say?
Appreciate guys' consideration of this. Continue to keep moving forward and work for the veterans in this county.
Did you move that, Jeff?
No, no one did.
Yeah, I'll make the motion to accept that. Second.
A motion to approve Stephen Houston to the board. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Welcome aboard. Glad you done that.
Congratulations. Thanks, Steve.
Got a good group over there.
So now we'll start the process. We have a seat expiring in June, and then the 2 ex officio seats are, we'll start the process for that now.
Who is expiring in June?
Mick.
Okay,
Mick Guton.
okay,
And then, the 2 ex officios are due to free up now, so.
all right.
Is Mick
I don't know.
desire to,
I don't have an answer for that.
okay. Well, we should be posting that.
Correct.
Soon.
We're starting that with our guidelines we put in effect in January. We wanted this issue to be resolved before that went into effect, so I'm
Right.
getting ready to contact HR.
Thank you, Peggy. Congratulations, Stephen. Okay, next up, Jason Slack, Director, Buildings and Ground, discussion and or decision on awarding JAMCO, Jamco Abatement Service Incorporated contract for mold remediation at Central Shop.
So, our risk management department brought to our attention there was mold in the central shop. So what I did is I contacted AMI Environmental to go into the building and do a mold assessment. So they identified some areas where it was positive for mold, which would include some window sills, some drywall that was done around some, HVAC ductwork, and some floors where it looked like something might have gotten spilled in the loft area up there. So, in doing that, we wanted to make sure that the source of the cause of the mold was taken care of, and we believe that it has been. The window sills was caused by gutters overflowing, and that has since been remedied. The HVAC, what we're gonna do is we're gonna expose it, we're gonna remove all the ductwork from around the HVAC. And leave just the plain ductwork exposed, and then at that time, we'll determine if we need to add insulation to it. But the bid from GMCO is to abate the mold that was identified in the AMI report.
And that includes the old lab, the separate building.
It sure does, yeah, and basically also we're gonna do out there, we're just gonna gut the whole thing. they don't use it anymore.
Jason, do they warranty that for any time?
No.
Is that your recommendation, Jason, to
It
move
is.
that
I
along?
did
I'll
get-
move.
I did get 3 bids.
That's on that.
This was
Okay.
one bid, and it is my recommendation.
Got a motion? I need a second.
I'll second
Jason, is that in your budget? Is
I'm sorry, it's not.
that in Andy's budget?
I don't believe it is.
Oh.
We thought, so.
We'll get with Andy.
Okay, motion and a second for mold remediation at the central shop. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed?
I need the amount in there. What was that amount, Jason? I'm looking for
$10,150.
$10,150. All amended to show the cost.
Not to exceed or,
That is the cost,
That is the cost.
$10,150.
okay, 10,000,
Jeff, do you concur?
Yeah, I'll second that.
I'm sorry, 10,150?
Okay, next up, discussion and or decision on pardon?
Did we vote?
Yeah, I thought we did, didn't we? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you, Sue. So much paper, I never know what.
You did vote, but then Tim added the price.
Oh, okay, okay.
Thank you.
Probably
I thought we
stayed-
voted.
again.
Discussion and or decision on finance and budget director salary range for job description. We all read that through. What's everybody thinking?
We missed doing this last week when we approved the job description.
Yes.
Yes, we did. It wasn't on the, it was not on the agenda, so we did.
I think we talked about a range of 80 to 90,000. Do we have some specifics?
No, I do not. Do any of you?
The discussion was all over the place. I think that 80 was probably the consensus on the low side, but I believe I would like to see us post this position with a salary range of 80 to 100, and I'll move that.
I'll second that. Want to be as competitive as possible when it comes to that position.
And you're at what, Tim?
80 to 100. And then direct the a request that the HR department add it to the posting that's currently out. It's currently posted, but there's no
Right.
salary on it.
Okay. More discussion?
I'm
Susan? We were at 120 with Mitch. And he was a fine director there, so hopefully we can find someone as good as him. Okay. Got a motion and a second to approve 80 to 100,000. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. Next up, committee appointments. Jeff?
I was in Underwood, so Wednesday evening for the town hall. Meeting, very interesting. Appreciate being there, adding my 2 cents for all I have.
Nothing to add.
I done a couple lunches and then I was at a drainage meeting. And then we had a trails meeting. I went to the WIDA gathering out at the Palace. Wow, what a place. I was at the Underwood Hall and then I was out of town for a few days. Susan?
I attended the SWIFTO meeting, Thriving Families Alliance Board meeting, Advanced Southwest Iowa Board meeting, and the legislative copy on Saturday.
The last one.
No, there's one more in 2 weeks.
Tim?
Nothing, except Susan did, they hired another rural economic development person.
For Advanced Southwest Iowa, not yet.
Okay. Through that, we've done our received and files. For any public comments?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we go into closed session pursuant to Iowa Code 21.5, parent 1, parent J, for discussion decision on the purchase or sale of real estate.
Okay. At this time, it's a closed session. You can go out in the hall and wait till we're done and come back if you want. Okay?